Wrestling fans from around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Madusa, M-A-D USA, made in the USA, baby.
Wow, she's ready to rock more than Marty Jannetty on Thursday nights. I don't know if that's a good thing.
if you can find Jannetty, but anyway.
That's a different story for a different time. Wrestling fans, we're back. We're ready to kick off the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. A brand new Wrestling Insiders is now.
Because when you see the Blayze, you're going to feel the heat.
Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world. That was very animated in the opening. Sometimes people say I scream and they wonder why, but I get a little excited. That's all. I'm very happy too. It's a rare occasion that we have a lovely lady here in the studio. I think the last time we did was Vicky Guerrero, but this time a woman that needs no introduction, but the introduction could take up half the show with all your accolades.
Wow, what do you want? What do you want?
A great interview.
You're going to pay me
less. A great
less.
interview. A great interview. That's all and a smile. How about that?
Oh, that's easy. That's free. That's no problem.
If you guys missed the Cauliflower Alley Club Iron Mike Mazurki 2021 speech that we have online right now, you should check it out. Maybe we'll even put it at the end of the show in case they did miss it. But I believe you were the first female headliner in CAC history.
Well, as far as the Iron Mike Mazurki Award, Trish Stratus won it last time. But
she went on last?
I don't know if she went on last, though.
No, you went on last, though. You were the main event, baby.
Really? That was the first time ever?
I think so, yeah.
I love, it's always busting them doors and breaking them glass ceilings, baby. That's been my life.
You ruffled a few feathers.
I have ruffled a few feathers.
With that speech, you ruffled a few feathers.
First of all, thank you for having me out here.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Now, you know what, folks? You want to talk about putting her over. Again, we could talk about three-time WWE Women's Championship, AWA, All Japan, WCW, Monster Truck Racing, and all the other great stuff she's done. Her great autobiography that's coming out with our friends.
Spring of 2023, yep.
Spring of 2023 with our great friends since, I think, 2006 at ECW Press.
Yes.
But when we had our issues, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, unfortunately, we lost from the event. Sometimes when I say we lost, they worry about passed away, because Paul Orndorff at one point was going to be part of this event. But we lost Jim Duggan last minute due to prostate cancer surgery. We lost the Berserker when his dad died. We had another talent situation that we won't talk about right now. But this lady, and I want to send thanks to WWE for helping me at the same time. We were almost stalking her as she was in the middle of the ocean on a kiss cruise.
That is so funny. I know. And I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I can't imagine the reception was great.
Yeah, I would say that you were very kind and you were polite.
Thank you.
But you were getting right to the point. You were like,
I
need help. This happened. Nobody's showing and I need a main talent and please. And I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this dude? And then you're like, Sue from WWE can back me up, and I'm like, oh, really? So maybe you are legit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Sue texted me and said, yes, he's a good guy.
Did she?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, all right, I guess I'll work with you. But since, we all get in those circumstances, right? Things happen beyond our control.
It is amazing.
And I'm very honored and glad that you thought of me to fill the spot for some other some of the other great talent that couldn't be here beyond their control too, you know. And Hacksaw, prayers go out to him too, because I mean it's a hard fighting battle right there. But I know that, you know, he's got strong support, and we all are there behind him to back him up. So, and I'm excited to be here for a couple of reasons. One, because I get to work with you for the first time.
No one
and
ever says
two,
that.
Sue
Thank
put
you.
you over, so that says something, absolutely. And the event itself, this is amazing.
You
Who
tell
are
me-
we? We
Oh.
are represent.
See, now I do get teary-eyed when he comes up, just to warn you. 'Cause
Yeah.
his loss was, I'll tell you this, someone from WWE, I don't want to name names, but it was about 12:30 in the morning after a SmackDown taping.
Yeah.
It was, I think, Tuesday, March the 5th. And then we had an event at the venue we'll be at tomorrow night as we're taping this.
Yes.
He was scheduled to be on the event.
Oh.
And that
Can,
wound
instead
up-
of saying he and he, can we
Paul
mention
Bearer.
Paul Bearer, guys.
He, the longtime fans, they know. I mean, they know the magic and the love in here.
Yeah.
But so I wasn't even able to attend his services because it was the day of the event. And X-Pac,
Oh my gosh.
X-Pac and I did a nice tribute in the ring to him, and all the talent came out and such.
Oh.
But it's not where I wanted to be. But it was like what X-Pac said. He'd tell you to get your ass to the building and be at that event.
Every wrestler would be and feel that way, though, you know. And
And
even I would. I'd be like, where I would want you to be is where you needed to be at that moment. If you were doing a show or doing something, and you know, that would make me feel happy.
I'll tell you a funny story. I texted him, even though he was dead, during the event,
Yeah.
saying, "Wish you were here." And it must have been one of his kids, and they responded, "It's awfully hot in hell."
Are you kidding?
I was like blown away. I couldn't believe I got the text message.
I bet you
Percy,
absolutely like pooped yourself.
I was in shock.
Like, who's ribbing me here?
It had to have been one of his kids with his phone, I'm
That's
guessing.
pretty
but
good,
it
though.
was spooky for a second when I got the
Yes.
reply. Then I
Yes.
realized it was someone playing a joke. But
Right.
we've been doing it every year when he was alive. Myself,
Mm-hmm.
John Cena Sr., and Percy, Paul Bearer started the toy drive, and we
When did
continue
it start?
to do it.
What year?
2012.
Wow.
And then
It's such an honor to be a part.
it turns into so much stress, though. You know what I say
Yeah.
every year? I'm never doing it again. And you know what we do the next year?
And you do
Do
it
it again.
again.
Because you know what? I look at it like this. When I was, I know there are some fans in the chat that will chastise me for this, but it's where you're new to the whole craziness that goes on here. When I was in that accident with the Sheik and the others that got blown up by that drunk driver, I pretty much laid in bed for a year. It wasn't a great Christmas for the little Marathis. What I had to do to try and, you know, make a little magic happen was awfully difficult. And there are people in that situation every year. So if we
Yes.
can use the platform that we use for all the people in the world that knock pro wrestling, there's a lot of great things that pro wrestling does. There's a lot of smiles we
There
put on people's
are.
faces. There's a lot of...
WWE contributes so much too to so many charities, and I see other organizations getting involved, and that just warms my heart. And I'd like to be more involved, you know, with WWE and their organizations. I mean, I am on a Legends contract. You know, I wish they would utilize me more, Susie. So, you know, I'm right here. You know, that's the stuff I love. to do.
Lovable, engaging, what more could you ask for? Personable?
Oh, okay.
I was talking
Whatever.
about me.
Whatever. I'm still
But
going,
I mean,
whatever.
in all seriousness, it was tough. You know, it was a tough life at that point, but it was a tough Christmas, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget that. And I think that's how the idea kind of started to develop. You know what I mean? To start the toy drive, and you know what? We've helped a lot of families and a lot of kids, as I like to say in wrestling terminology. Wink, wink, cough, cough. We like to update Santa Claus's GPS every year to find every kid's home, in case we have some youngins watching. So
So tell me about the toy drive then. What takes place? What do you do?
what we do is we have the live event tomorrow, which
Tomorrow.
will be long since passed by the time folks see this. But we do the live event. We have this massive, you probably remember the Bozo the Clown show?
Yeah.
And I always hated the kid that they'd pick.
I mean,
And
I
he-
never watched it. He freaked me out.
Oh, well, at the end of the show, they did, it was 30 years ago now.
Even
but I mean,
even Mr. Rogers did. He
Really?
freaked me out as
well,
a
you
kid.
got the
I
sweater on. I don't know.
can't- What do you mean? Oh, the
Well,
sweater.
he was known for the sweater.
Mr.
We have he used to have a giant toy chest filled with all this great stuff, and they'd pick some kid out of the audience, and I always wanted to be that kid. So what we do is for the toy drive at the live event, We have a giant winner-take-all raffle. And they get
Wow.
everything.
I want to be that kid.
Autographed posters, autographed 8x10s.
Where do I sign up? Is it a raffle?
It is.
Okay,
But you can't
so-
enter, though. You're part of the event. And you don't want
I can enter in a studio. I'll enter as Alundra Blayze.
I'll tell you this. And I know you're a pretty tough lady when push comes to shove, but you tomorrow will not want to deal with the monster known as Pigott.
Who?
Pigott.
Piggin or Pagan?
Pigott.
Pigott?
Pigott.
Who the hell's Pigott?
The monster that is his. You talk about holding someone hostage, that has made our endeavors at this beautiful venue that housed wrestling back in the 1930s and 40s. That is the Grinch that stole Christmas in many ways. She's a tough cookie to deal with sometimes.
Yeah.
So I would love to see you, maybe if you two cross paths. That would be, for me personally, worth the price of admission.
Oh.
Madusa and Pigott.
Wow. She's alive?
She is alive, yeah.
I don't get it. This is a rib.
Oh, no, her name is Pigott. I don't know why everyone thinks it's a work name. No, it's a shoot.
Okay. Until I meet her, I
she
will
looks
hold.
good. Did you ever watch The Facts of Life?
Yes.
She looked like Mrs. Garrett.
Oh, Jesus.
So
All right.
that's what you got to look
I'll
forward to
hire her
tomorrow.
as a manager. Whatever.
Let's talk a little bit before we cut to the break about our wonderful toy drive endeavor. Is after we had got through. Oh, so I didn't even finish telling you about it. So we have the big raffle, and
Oh my God!
that's
Shiny, bright things.
That's just the live event version of it.
Yes.
So then what we do is, starting the week after the toy drive, through usually the Sunday before Christmas, we have great episodes of the talk show like this where we push and push and push. And then we do little VIP packages, which is why Sue sent all those books that we have all the talent signed.
They're very
and we
animated.
do pictures and all kinds of great stuff.
Are
we
you
do
Italian?
Yes. How could you guess?
I don't know.
Marty.
Because you talk a
I'll
lot,
tell you
and then you go
I'll tell
your
you my whole
hands are
name
this
off
and
the
what-
air. It sounds like an Italian song, and they gave me a first name with 3 letters. It doesn't make
What
sense. But
the-
I don't know.
Okay,
know.
yes,
I
go
wasn't
ahead.
there for the
Okay,
decision
you were
making.
right here at this
I
point.
kind of was. I was in the stomach, I guess. But so what we do is, for a whole month, we take all of our nightly talk shows. We give the fans content 7 days a week, and we push and we push and we push. They have the VIP packages they can pick up online, and then, like I said, the Sunday before Christmas, we do a live holiday special, Christmas special, if you will, and we do very similar to what we have at Memorial Hall. We do a second giant jackpot raffle where one fan wins everything.
I got an idea.
What do we got? I want to hear it.
Why don't you do something different? Mix it up. How many years
Should
you
we
been doing
raffle
this?
off Len Kaplan?
We're not going to raffle off Len Kaplan.
You don't think anyone
What
wants him?
about that one character that was on your show? You can raffle off him.
Who? Which one?
That one. No, not your show. He was very famous around here in this studio.
Man Unknown.
Yes.
Man Unknown. I would love to see an appearance by Man Unknown.
Yeah, where is he lately?
I tell you this, he would be a very interesting combustible element to add to what
I
we do.
think so.
Another foil for John Cena Sr.
And
he's got a lot of them. Believe
oh my
me, he's
God,
got a
yeah.
lot of them.
Okay, here's my idea.
Let's hear it. Let's see what we
Okay,
got.
so remember the old Jerry Lewis
Oh, yeah.
telethons?
Yeah.
You should do a Christmas 24-hour telethon and get,
Show these episodes all in a loop?
yes.
Well, you know what?
I think that was our
Perfect timing.
time.
I am going to get some input from this very
I got a
intelligent
great idea,
lady.
guys.
She's
24-hour
problem-
dial in or
I don't think we have enough phones, but
no. You should bring back that atmosphere though. It would be fun. It'd be kind of like old. It'd be like old
But
Jerry Lewis
yeah. Labor Day
telethon.
weekend, I think.
But you could do it more modern and do
Online?
a Zoom thing or something or.
Oh.
And so they'd be donating instead of raffling, they donate for the Christmas.
Well, you see, I can be replaced easy.
See, you
For
get
all
rid of
people
the
that-
old, you bring in the new. And bye-bye, old Italian. Hello, new Italian.
You go from an ass to class, ladies and gentlemen. Right now,
Ass to class.
we're going to take a brief time out.
We're going to
We'll be
sweep
right back.
the floor and get rid of the cockroaches. See you in a few minutes.
Stand by. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. At Survivor Series, it was champion versus champion as WWE champion Drew McIntyre battled Universal champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. Get this 11x14 poster autographed by all three men. Limited edition, number 42 of only 50, with authentication hologram on the back of the poster itself. Comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889. Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders. The countdown is on to the big... I couldn't do that. I'd probably fall over. And
Okay, hi.
And even with your tremendous strength and athletic ability, I think I'm too heavy to be pulled up by you. In heels, she did it too. I haven't worn shoes since 2008 because of my issues, so I definitely couldn't get into
You
those
have
bad
more than
boys.
one issue, Dan.
What other ones do I have?
We can't discuss
All
it.
right. Well, I'll tell you this.
Not on film.
If Tony Atlas saw this right now,
Yeah,
he may be...
yeah. Yeah, Tony. He'd be choking on the fur.
Has he ever asked you to walk on?
Oh, God, he's drew pictures of my feet. Come on.
What? He actually drew a photo of your foot?
I think it was him. Who's the one that used to draw
he draws
pictures?
a lot of art.
That's
Nice
what it
art,
was,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I think it was with one, like, on his face or something. Hold on, oh my God.
Not the rest of you, though, just the foot.
No, hell no.
Well,
No, that wasn't my thing.
I have to ask where it is, again, unique for us to have a lovely lady join us on the program.
Thank you.
You must come across some, especially when you were, on national television every week and a younger lady, you must have come across a lot of interesting people,
men.
interesting fans. Did you have any odd fan reactions? Hopefully no scary ones, but odd ones.
I mean,
know you can handle yourself.
I've had some fans that, I learned early on that I didn't get too close to fans. I never did. And I never had personal relations with fans way back when. And I mean, like, I was taught to keep them arm's length. And, but then, as I got older, in your instincts grew and they became more polished, you could really watch the room better, basically. And I know my surroundings at a heartbeat. Like when I walk into a room, I can feel I can just feel where that negativity, that bad person is in a room. It's a good gift at most times, and sometimes it isn't. And I've just been gifted with that. So I've always, I just scan a room right away, or scan a fan, scan an auditorium, and I just always have kept my head on a swivel.
Not din fan, though.
Huh?
Not din fan.
Not din fan.
Room 211 out at Las Vegas at the MGM. He helped us tape the Cauliflower Alley Club. I don't know if you got a vibe off of that fan, but that's a different story for a different time. But did you get an interesting vibe when you walked into this crazy place? Yes. You weren't here. You were late, so you gave me my first impression already. Oh. The heart is, if I had that little emoji on the iPhone right now.
Yeah.
The heart is broke.
Wait till I'm texting you after.
If you saw the traffic, though, and you drove through this.
You know what? A good person will not blame it on anything except for themselves.
It was my fault.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have done it earlier.
No excuses. That is a professional. And
I screwed her over and made her wait.
No, because I
apologize.
Entertained myself.
Oh, well, you weren't bored
and
then.
acknowledged myself with this amazing building that you have.
Well, thank
and
you.
everybody in it.
It is a nice place.
Yes.
Everyone for some reason, people think it's mine.
You've got
and
the
it's
greatest
not mine.
setup. I'm like, God, he owns this whole building and this whole setup.
I don't own it.
No, but your helpers told me other stuff and about the history and how it works. And I'm like, do I have one in my county?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think most people do, but yeah, I think it's the set sometimes. It almost feels like you're entering like a library or something like that.
I want this in my house when I do my podcast.
Yeah. Well, if you had a green screen, you could take a picture of it and put it up.
No.
Well, you
I
want the real
my
thing.
own idea.
All right.
I got my own.
You've got a lot of ideas.
I do.
They're
I do.
flowing.
But we're building a new house, so one bedroom is going to be just my game. I'm a gamer. So it's going to be my gaming room. It's going to be where I do all my videos. It's going to be where I do my promos. It's going to be staged for my podcast. It's going to, probably about as big as this room, and it's going to have all my stuff in it.
It's a pretty good size room.
Yeah, but each wall and place is going to have, like this. That over there is Vegas. This here is wrestling.
Now, I thought, for whatever reason, you were a Cali girl. Did you live in California at one point?
I lived out in Cali for about 6 months. And I really liked it, but it wasn't for me. Yeah. I went out there and I did a couple movies.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I mean, I was so ahead of my time, and I was pounding pavement and doing things.
Trailblazer, no pun intended.
when Vince came up with that, I mean, he hit it on the head. Trailblazer, and I freaking was, and it just like, whoa, just came on. I was like, that's it. I was a trailblazer, and. I mean, I was doing movies before anyone in our business, not anyone in our business, but a woman to go do it on her own without a federation and all the backing.
You did it all on your own?
Brandon Pender was the gentleman that got me into it, because he's a karate master and all this stuff, and he got me in doing a couple movies out in California, and a couple other things I did before it became big in wrestling. So. It always takes that one person, man or woman, whatever, to break those barriers and set a standard and just kind of, to keep going.
I got to get a little personal now. Cauliflower Alley Club Week, we actually taped content to kick off. Well, I helped with the Paul Bearer toy drive. We had D'Lo Brown with us. Yeah. We had The Godfather with us. We had Kevin Sullivan with us. We had another gentleman that was...
Kevin Sullivan!
Your buddy.
Did you hear me during my speech where I kept ribbing on him?
Yes.
That one part about John and Rezzy when we were overseas, I thought we were all going to jail.
Now, for the fans that may have missed it...
Well, you can catch my speech on CAC's
we're going
website.
To put it that's our video.
And you have it up on here?
Maybe we should put it at the end of this show.
Put my speech out?
Yeah.
You guys, wait till you hear this part about
It's quite the story.
Kevin Sullivan, and when we were overseas, and he almost got us thrown in jail.
But I'll say this. One part where I think the timeline of your career may have been off a smidge, was when you were talking about the horrendous garbage matches they were putting you in WCW.
Oh,
that was during the Vince Russo era. That wasn't Kevin.
You know, but here's the
blame
thing.
poor
I
Kevin.
got along with Vince, and I got along with Eric, and
But
I
you
didn't
blame
like, but I
Kevin.
did not like what the hell they were doing.
No, it was garbage.
The booking committee team was a bunch of dudes around a table, circle jerking, and all they were thinking about was TNA, you know, and
Not the
women.
wrestling promotion,
And
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with a good-looking woman in the wrestling business. But I was a wrestler, damn it, and I was so sick of these bikinis and barbecue matches and, you know, nightgown matches, and I was just like, it's very degrading.
It
And
is.
It was. I'm sorry, but I thought it was degrading. And every woman, I mean, I was fighting for this crap way back, you know, before the Attitude Era, and, you know, I got pushed out, I got fired, hell, I got let go by a FedEx.
That was another one that was
That was
little
interesting.
fired up after the reunion.
Woo! I was like, I'm sitting at home and I get a FedEx. I'm like, woo, maybe it's a nice chunky royalty check.
Royalty check, yeah.
WWE, I'm like, yeah. And then we don't need you anymore. Oh my God.
Did you ever see it coming?
No,
They
because
didn't-
I
really?
was a Vince's girl.
Well, it's not like they had a lot to choose from, yeah. I mean, if they were going
You know, we say that, but there was some talent out there that you could have done something. If you're creative, I mean, they were that creative to kick off WrestleMania 1 and make it such a success all the way to WrestleMania 10. And yeah, we only had a handful of girls. But again, that's an excuse.
you could
You're
have.
I'm only as good as the writers. Just like my truck. I may be a damn good racer, but I'm not good. I'm not good if it wasn't for my crew chief or my truck
It's like this studio.
Or-
if I
or
didn't have
the-
Captain Lou and Howard Miller.
or the tech guys or the dirt guys that put the dirt together. You know? So, yeah. Anyway.
It was a great waste of a lot of talent at that point in WCW.
Man,
but Kevin
if
didn't
I
book
could
it.
respawn-
Kevin didn't book it.
Kevin didn't book it?
That was Russo garbage.
Okay, whatever. Oh, you sounded just like him. You,
Well, he's a
you know,
Boston
come
guy,
and think
too.
of it. You look like Russo right now.
People have said that, and Mick Foley.
You're a very young, swimming sperm of Mick Foley right now. But I think
Oh,
you're more like
thank you.
Vince Russo.
All right, well, you know what? I wish I was making the money Russo was in WCW here at the studio. But that's a different
well.
story for a different time.
Yeah,
but,
well, anyway, yeah.
so
they all
you
make
ruffled
more
a few
money than the
feathers
women.
with the speech. I think the fans will be able to figure out who that is once they watch it. But I have to ask you about this one.
Okay.
I mentioned D'Lo, Kevin, Godfather. We had a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we had a fourth individual that was going to join us.
Who?
And he did not join us because you were going to be at the casino.
Because I was going to be at the casino?
You were going to be at the Cauliflower.
And he didn't come?
He no-showed on us
Because I was going to be
because
there.
you were going to be there. Greg the Hammer Valentine, Las Vegas native now.
I was wondering why Greg didn't show.
Well, now you know.
And because of me?
Yeah. So what, is there a backstory to that? Or?
No, Greg. No,
Was
I
he
saw
afraid of
Greg at
you?
a signing, and we talk, we speak, and there's no heat with him and I. Maybe there's heat at home or something. I mean, when you think about it, why?
He has his friend Annie. I don't know if you remember her from out in Boston.
Who?
From the Hilton. Annie. I won't use the terminology that she's referred to since you're a lady, but AE would be the terminology. Her specialty, her special skill that she had with some of the boys. And
I don't know
well,
what
if you've
that
ever read
is.
Brutus Beefcake's book, he actually dedicated a chapter to the little mini romance in her specialty. But I don't know, I don't know what
I
it
don't know
was.
what you're
thought,
talking about, where you're going with this. What are you talking about?
Well, no, well, I mean, Greg, when he was in Boston, he had this
He had a girlfriend.
special friend, Annie.
He had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know who Annie is.
Well, I guess you didn't stay. Did you stay at the Hilton when you were in Boston?
I don't even know
You don't
what
even remember.
hotel I'm at now this weekend.
You've stayed at a lot of hotels over here.
What's the
years.
freaking point?
But why didn't Greg come?
To the CAC. Oh,
No,
we're doing the signal.
Thank you, buddy. We're having the Perry Mason moment.
Yeah, okay, so...
Do you have any idea why he wouldn't have shown up because you were there? Does it sound? It seems like you think it's odd.
Yeah, because him and I have done a lot of signings together.
Maybe he was just looking for an excuse. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I mean, that really dampened what we were trying to do when we were there.
What were you trying to do?
We rented one of the, I guess you'd call it a suite there.
Yeah.
And we set up 2 cameras and microphones and lights, and we lugged six cases of equipment from Boston to Las Vegas, and we taped stuff for the toy drive. And he was going to be a part of it like you are, only we did. It was an easy way to get a lot of people in one whack, I thought.
Yeah.
But then you had No Show City, and it was like, man. And that's
I don't know.
Well,
maybe he wasn't feeling well.
I don't know. Maybe he was jealous you got the Iron Mike Mazurki award, and he didn't.
I don't know why you would say that. He's a grown man.
It was just stress. It was disappointing.
Okay, you know what you need
stress.
to do, and I'm just going to nip this in the ass because this is how shit gets started.
Well, that's what happened with Annie, but anyway.
What's that? Nip it in the ass?
Yeah.
So this is what happens. You're making all these accusations about Greg. Why wasn't Greg there? Why don't you just ask Greg?
Well, that was the reason we were given. I just thought maybe you'd.
Did Greg tell you that?
No, it was told through the second party. He said he's not coming because Madusa's there. And I'm like, why?
I don't know.
I know she's a tough lady, but...
No, we don't have any heat. I like Greg. Greg's an amazing... If it wasn't for Greg Valentine, I wouldn't have been in the WWE.
You know what? What a great way to go to the... I don't know if you want to share that story, but...
Why? I did in my speech. I put Greg over in my Hall of Fame speech. Yeah.
Oh, in WWE?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're not wrestling fans right now. We're going to take
heat here with anybody.
Do you wish him a Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.
All right. We'll be back with more after this brief timeout to wrap up the show. Stand by.
Wrap it up.
Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans, I'm Dan Marati.
And this is the man of the hour, Leo Rush.
It's all over BostonWrestling.com and our social media. But Leo, brother, they got to check out some of this merch.
They got to.
Check it out, fans, right now available on eBay. You can add this to your collection. Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. Get this WWE NXT TakeOver War Games 2020 11x14 limited edition autograph poster signed by everyone on the event. Number 23 of only 100 made. Includes signatures from the Undisputed Era, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, Tommaso Ciampa, Timothy Thatcher, Io Shirai, Tony Storm, Rhea Ripley, Dexter, Loomis, and more. Comes with authentication hologram on the back of the poster. Also comes with mystery autographed 8x10 and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now.
Cheer. Why, hello. I would ask what was on your mind, but I already know. You want to know what has got my beard looking oh so majestic. And I'll tell you, it's sexy as hell beard care. Coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, both sweet and bitter, shea butter, it's all natural. Yes, JTG has actually come out with a high quality product. So support your boy by going to sahbeardcare.com and take one step closer to becoming sexy as hell. Cheer. Ooh, cheer. you know?
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insider Special Edition. You're hearing those jingle bells? Maybe we should have had a little tree and some garland out instead of an Al Snow head.
Where's the Christmas stuff? Where's my menorah? Where's the tree? Where's the stockings could be hanging up there?
You know what? That's actually a great idea. We could put maybe some stockings and some
Out
garlands
with the
on
old,
these poles.
in with the new.
See why we need a woman's touch? All I hear from Linda is no, no, no instead of ho, ho, ho. Linda's for 19 years, Linda, if you're watching this. And I know
Linda?
The ex.
Oh, exes are great.
Someone, you know what I mean? We have a lady's touch here. Someone that is
so you know what he's trying to say? Linda, you were right all the time. Men cannot tell you that. So what he's trying to say, you were right.
But I mean, imagine if she could have added some of the nice creativity that ideas-wise, that you've added to the show in just one episode.
Yeah, just in a matter of a couple hours. I mean, how
Not
easy
even,
that?
we're about half an hour in. I mean, look at between the toy drive idea you had, to core ideas here. Linda, come on, kid. I mean, you know, I'm still nice. You know, you can help me with an idea.
All right, let's get back to
you can't go wrong with the woman's touch, is the way I look at it.
Let's get back to the decorations.
All
What do
right.
you got going on here?
Well, this is pretty much it.
I like it.
All right. We did, you want to know a funny time? One time Mick Foley came, but he had to come early in the season. And it was well before Halloween.
Did he dress up like Santa?
No. He didn't have the beard white yet. But I think it was early October, and we set up a Christmas tree.
In October?
Which I thought was funny. I don't know why, but...
But he would have enjoyed that because he's got like a section in his house, like he keeps.
Yeah, he loves Christmas.
Christmas, I do too. I love Christmas.
I wouldn't go to that extent to have the tree up year round, but we did. We had to set up the tree, and we had little stockings, and me, Mick, and John Cena Sr. had a grand old time. Mick had another book come out about his love of Christmas. I don't know if you've ever read it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I got his books, yeah.
He's got a lot of books. That guy won't stop writing.
He's a good writer.
I can't wait for your book to come out.
Yes.
Do you have any surprises planned for us?
First of all, the book, I don't have the title yet. Like, I've got it figured in my head, and I don't know exactly what that is. But the book will be out in spring of 2023.
Perfect timing with WrestleMania season.
Well, okay, that too, I guess that is good. And I've been writing with Greg Oliver. Greg is an amazing man because he is a fact checker, and he, you know, telling my stories throughout my whole life, right? And put everything in, and we slowly, you know what, we're gonna save this, we're gonna save that, we're gonna save that, because I have, 18 plus years of wrestling. I have 19 years of monster trucks. How do you bring
did that
almost?
Long?
Yeah.
19 years?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yes, I was just in Australia in 2020 racing monster
trucks. How'd you get in? Was it before?
2020.
Was it before COVID or?
It was during COVID. I barely got back to the States.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that's when everything started shutting down. So I went over to Australia in March and raced, flew back, went back in April and raced.
Wow.
And
you got
barely
lucky.
made it back into the States. Can you imagine right now in Australia, because they're like super locked down?
I've had a friend in New Zealand that's wanted me to come and visit him for eons. And now, I mean, I think they may be the strictest. I think they've had like 15 people get it, though, in the whole country. Every time someone gets it, they go into quarantine mode. It's a crazy life they have to live.
Can you imagine living your whole life like that for the rest of
No. Going on almost 2 years now.
Yeah,
New Zealand is extremely
extreme.
strict.
I get it.
I feel he actually is one of the few people, because he's involved in education. He actually does go to work every day, but it's a different world.
I
just
don't accept. I just don't accept. Well, it's just the way it is. If I was that type of person, I just accept things the way it is. I'm a changer. I change things. I just don't say, okay, this is the way it is. No.
I look at it like this. If he wants me, he knows where I am, he's going to come and get me.
There you go. That too.
That's how I look at it.
That too. Sooner, we're going to go.
We don't want to get into that because,
No. I'm not saying that I'm against everything. I'm just saying that you cannot live in fear.
Of everything.
And you've got to choose what works for you. and be mindful of others, but do you, and you will live a healthy, strong, long life.
This is almost like an inspirational video to
It
the fans
is.
at home.
That's
They're getting
kind of like how
life
my now
education with
circle. Let's
Madusa.
circle back, as Ben Psaki would say. Circle back to my book.
Yes.
So it would say, it is motivating, it's rewarding, it'll make you happy, make you laugh, it'll make you cry, it'll piss you off. You'll at the
Like
end
the Cauliflower
you'll be
again.
fist,
Rooting you
fist
on, baby.
pumping like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the end, and it's motivating. And it's, I will tell you guys, this book is about me, my life, not anybody else. So all the phone threats, all of the, like, if I'm in your book, I'm gonna sue you. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's some
Wow.
very worried people out there.
Wow, this is going to be. Thank
I'm
God we
like,
have good friends at ECW Press to get some comps.
and this is why I'm getting back to Greg Oliver, is that he is a fact checker. So
got a good egg with you, yep.
And I think, and it's beautiful because everyone that he's interviewed, it's because I've told him a story. And he says, it's not that I don't believe you. These are really wild, crazy stories, but I need to get the facts straight. So I need to talk to the people that are involved. Okay, go ahead. And he comes back and he's like, wow, So he's fact checking the year, the date, the people, the stories, if they're sort of the same, because everyone remembers a story a certain way, the way they remember it.
Sure.
Because no two people are going to say a story the same. Not that it isn't true, but they tell it the way they remember it.
Do you want to know who actually gave something on par with what you just said? I considered it great wisdom.
Yes.
Marty Jannetty, of all people, who I think was involved with something before he arrived here at the studio, as he was in La La Land. But he said, you know what? If we were sitting at the beach, the water was in front of us right now, I'd say to you, Madusa, point to where the moon is. You'd say the moon is over there. Say, Dan, point to the moon. I'd say the moon is over there. We're both looking at the moon, different angles, different directions, I thought that was quite
and that's
sage from
exactly
Marty.
how I say it. It's just exactly, and I agree. It's beautiful, and that, I mean, it hits home with a lot of people. They're like, and it brings me back to the story between Eric Bischoff and I, and where I mentioned him too as well in my WWE Hall of Fame speech. And I love him. I love his family, and I wouldn't be where I am today, with a lot of, if it wasn't for him and I changing the trajectory of wrestling.
Did you guys interact at all in AWA, or were you gone by then?
We
Oh,
worked
you did?
together.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was kind of like, I tell the story that, hey, he called me and said, hey, what are you doing, Deuce? I hear, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I said, well, I still got the title. And so he'll say, I never called her. And I'm like, yes, he did. And he'll say, no, she, blah, blah, blah. And so it goes back and forth. So he remembers it one way, I remember it another way. But to the full story is, it doesn't matter. It happened. It doesn't matter who called who. The bigger picture is, look what happened. And I tell him, I says, take off with the brilliance of the story, because it captured everybody around the world.
Oh, I'll never forget that.
Right. And it had so many meaning, me trashing the title in the,
What a way to get back at that FedEx package.
No, it wasn't
it was
about
not.
getting, I'm
No?
going to set that straight too. And
Okay,
it's in
sure,
my
sure.
book. It's not so much about, I'm going to get somebody back. And I will tell you, and it's out there. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I'm going to get some exposure finally. Or maybe I might get on a cover of a magazine. I swear to God, on everything that I own, those are the things that went through my head. Like, maybe I'll get a bonus or something. Well, let's see. I sure did. I, got...
Can you imagine if social media existed then?
Oh! Well, I mean, I didn't. Yeah. Well, a lot of people in the business drank the Kool-Aid and were like, said some awful things about me when I did that because they were on the gravy train,
Well, you'd think if it was such a point of contention, they would have asked for it back. I don't know.
I mean, why didn't they?
That's what I mean.
But they did, and I explained it in. No, I take that back. They did not. I repeat, they did not ask for the title back, and the reason why they didn't, I explain it in the book.
I can't wait for this book. I love to read the wrestling books. ECW Press, as a matter of fact, is part of the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. Was kind enough to send along a box of books. They don't have yours yet, though. I gotta wait. They're keeping me waiting.
It's not even.
It's like the Halloween movie.
It's barely in the editing room, guys.
You did finish it, though?
We are just about finished. It takes about a year to write, and then about a half a year in getting the cover and the name and the editing done. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add a few things, or we might take out. So I have almost 40 years of entertainment of life.
Yeah.
So how do you put that in one book? You don't, guys. So, I mean, there's going to be probably a couple more coming out after. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're with the good people at ECW
I
Press.
am too.
And I'm glad you have a good
amazing.
writer, because I tell you this,
Greg Oliver is the shiznit.
As much as I love ECW Press, I
love Greg.
I was in this.
Oliver.
Well, I wish he helped this man. That's
Al
right.
Snow?
I am in Al Snow's autobiography, but the ghostwriter or assistant writer butchered my name so much you wouldn't even know.
Who's the writer of that book?
I don't remember. But they butchered my name so bad, and I was so excited to read it because Al told me one of our adventures was in his book. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait. And then they sent me the copy, and I'm like, who the hell is this? I said, oh, that's me.
Oh, my God.
And they said, if we ever do a second printing, we'll correct it. So ECW Press, thank you for helping Paul at Bearer.
Oh, you're going to give me another one of these signals? Oh,
Captain Lou Data. He was actually, did you ever see The Goonies?
The Goonies, yes.
He was the stunt double for Data.
Oh, look at him in the, oh my God. Why do you pick on him?
I love Captain Lou.
I only
pick
speaking of Christmas,
on the ones
what's your, we're going to wrap it up here. So what is your favorite part of Christmas, and what was the best Christmas experience you've ever had?
Seeing the kids smile when they open something they like.
Yeah. Or the unfortunate people that actually get to experience and receive something, or seeing their faces because, just being one of those kids growing up. And kids were everything to me. My children were the ones that were sitting in the stands, 60,000 kids cheering my name in the monster truck. And they would stand in line for 4, 5, 6 hours to get my autograph in the No, that's a shoot.
Really?
Yes. It was unbelievable.
That's like what our friend Sue says. She says all of her kids, or all of the Make-A-Wish and the various charity, those kids, they all
and those
touch
have been
her
my
heart.
kids my whole life. I never had children of my own. And so I married my career.
Well, mine aren't biological either, so I know how you feel about that. But, it's a great feeling to see them happy.
And that's all in my book, and that is very heart-wrenching, guys. Just be prepared.
Well, if you want to end on a more crazy or positive note, you'll meet Quincy Rustani tomorrow. He and I waited 6.5 hours in line to get him PlayStation 4. And what I had to do to get PlayStation 5 last year for him.
Oh, wow.
I know you're a gamer. Do you have that yet?
No, I'm a PCer.
Oh, see, I know what you mean, but I know there's different systems.
No,
and some
I got the
people do it
double
on a
screens
computer.
and the keyboard and the
Do you have a favorite genre of game?
I'm a horror flick chick.
Really?
Yes.
Do you like the horror movies too?
Yes.
Did you see Halloween Kills?
Yes.
John Cena Sr. buried it. What did you think?
Really? I thought it was all right. Everyone thought it was so great, and I just thought it was all right.
I like the intensity. It wasn't a quote-unquote sport.
That was not intense enough.
I don't like the quote-unquote sports entertainment type horror movies where they throw the comedy and it loses me.
Yeah, I don't like the comedy. I think I
liked it.
Some of my favorites were the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The ones from the 70s?
Yes.
70s? Yeah.
Guys, check it out. And some of there was some Christmas horror ones that were good. Gosh.
Have you ever done Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios?
Yes, it's my favorite.
I took the kids for the first time this year. We went, same week John Cena Sr. went, and they had a Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Yeah.
And that we went and saw Halloween
I
Kills while
love
we were
it.
down there. We had a great time, and that's when I was communicating with you in the ocean.
Yeah, on the ocean. I was on 2 cruises back to back. I was on the Chris Jericho triple whammy cruise, and then the husband and I, Alan, everyone calls him the Sarge. The Sarge and I stayed on land after Chris Jericho's cruise, and we chilled on the ocean there, and for about 3 days, and then we got on the Kiss cruise immediately right after. And I think that's when we started talking to you, and here I am. But I was going to tell you, one of my favorite times though too for Christmas is that my husband and I would always go to New York, except for the last year or two, whatever.
Oh, isn't that nice?
We'd go to New York once or twice, and one of them was during Christmas, and we'd do 54th Street up and down. We'd do the park. We'd go to the musicals and the plays. And Christmas is so magical in New York.
Sure is.
It was, and it used to be, and I don't know. I think we're going to find something different. Things change, and I love New York, but I'll have to find Christmas, I think, in a I think smoky, woodsy, back town.
Chestnuts roasting
Lean on an open fire. And on that cue, that's it.
All right, wrestling fans, we are running out of time on this show. So happy to have her with us. Once her book comes out and all of the great stories are shared, we can have her come. We'll do a book signing at one of the events.
Out with the old, in with the new.
But again, don't forget this guy.
Yes.
So we've lost so many of our brothers. Paul Orndorff was supposed to be with us at this, and sisters as well. But you know what? I take that as a compliment to say one of the boys. But Paul Orndorff was going to be with us originally for this event, and its original incarnation, Road Warrior Animal, was going to be with us, and we'll never be able to have them back here again. You made me water up with what you said about Paul Orndorff in your Cauliflower Alley Club speech, because I thought a lot of that man. And you know what,
my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was just sitting there with him.
He was supposed to be with us tomorrow night.
And I didn't know it was going to be my last time.
Tomorrow night he was going to be with us.
We never know.
But anyway, we want to end with Spirits High.
Spirits High!
Great things are coming your way.
Deuce.
We'll
be back again.
She'll say goodbye, but don't you cry. She'll be back again someday. She's going to be part of the great VIP packages that we're going to have available for you folks that couldn't be with us at Memorial Hall in Melrose. And again, hopefully in this studio. It's nice to have a lady's touch. One man's opinion. I thought Vicky Guerrero was we need those for the rap. You need the t-shirt gun. All right, wrestling fans. We're going to give this lady almost a free trailer for her book.
Am I supposed to sign these books?
Yes, fire away, baby. We're going to go back to Las Vegas, Nevada, Sin City. Watch this lovely lady accept the 2021 Iron Mike Mazurki Award with our friends from the Cauliflower Alley Club. You can also get information on how to join the Ring of Friendship, the CAC. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours, be well, be healthy. Good night from Boston.
Woo!
Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.